The fifth state in the Union, but the first state in our hearts. The state of Connecticut has a long and storied history of success on and off the athletic fields. And 22 Threads is your go-to apparel brand for all things CT. Visit the 22 Threads website at www.22threads.com to shop their stores and blue-collar football apparel collection now. 10% of each item sold is donated to a local Connecticut nonprofit organization. Look good, do good, because you love CT. All right, the UConn football season is just around the corner, so we're excited to have Jackson Mitchell back with us this year. So, Jackson, welcome back to the podcast.
Appreciate you having me back. I'm excited for this year for sure.
So let's start off with just something completely off topic before we dive into all the football stuff here. We got to know what favorite thing you did this summer.
Um, I was at campus a lot for workouts and stuff. But I guess favorite thing I did. I went to the beach a little bit with my girlfriend, but that's about it. I was out. We were at school a lot this year, so
All right, hey, you got a beach trip in. As long as you get
yeah,
one in the summer, like I feel like you nailed it there.
yeah.
Did I see? I think I saw on social media there was like a team golf outing which looked fun.
Oh
Is that
yeah, we did do that.
who, who,
We do that like every year with this like the specialists and some of the players do it with Coach Shear. So we did it last year. We're doing it this year too. So
All right. Who's the best golfer on the team?
on the team is probably either there's a few. Joe Fagano is pretty good. John Bechtel and Langston Hardy are all pretty good too. So
All right. Got a competitive golf outing there. I
yeah.
like it. I know you mentioned you've been on campus a lot during the summer doing workouts. Take us through what the off season was like for you this summer.
Yeah, it was very focused. I feel like, knowing it's gonna be the last year, it was a lot of workouts obviously with the team, but just stuff on my own too, just trying to stay locked into the season, but also enjoying, my last summer in college and that type of thing. But it was cool, we kind of tried to spend time with the team and build the team chemistry. Obviously new guys coming in and guys have left and stuff. So just trying to rebuild for this season.
I mean, I know there have been so many ups and downs throughout your time at UConn. Just so much has gone on. As you head into your last season, is it kind of crazy thinking back on everything you've been through to this point in your UConn career and, just what it's been like?
Yeah, definitely. Especially the guys that I've been here with, like Christian and Cam and Malik and all those guys. Like we've definitely talked about where kind of we started when we first got here and where we are now. And it it feels like a long time. It also feels like we just got here as freshmen. So it's pretty crazy to have come full circle and now going into like this fifth year for sure.
As you go through the off season, are there parts of your game in particular that you're working on is trying to, improve upon certain aspects of it?
Yeah, definitely. I spent a lot of time watching my film from last season and seeing the things that I did well and things that I felt like I could improve on. And I kind of wanted to improve in the pass game a little bit more and cause more turnovers in the pass game, but interceptions, pass breakups, that type of thing. And just work on my coverage skills altogether, which is something I try to focus on, but also just I focused a lot on just watching film and different ways of breaking down film and understanding offenses as well. So to kind of get my football mind a little bit better too.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff there. I mean, you start playing a bigger role in the pass game. I mean, watch out. I
Yeah,
think that'll be fun to see out there. I know, camp has basically come to an end, and it's already time to start prepping for NC State. But looking
yeah.
back on the camp experience this summer, what was it like for this team kind of coming together? I know you mentioned, some new pieces coming in. What was it like getting that chemistry built and going through this camp together?
Yeah, I think it was really good. It was a lot different than last year. I think last year, obviously, it was still new with the coaches, so we were kind of trying to just figure it out, feel our way through it, and we didn't really know what to expect. Whereas
Yeah.
this year, we kind of knew what to expect. We had standards, that type of thing, and we kind of just building on it every day, and we knew what we want. We know what we want out of this season, and I think everybody on the team is kind of like focused on the same goal, and we all have the same goal in mind. So it was easy to work this camp. It's definitely been like a productive camp. I feel like we're a lot further ahead than we were at the beginning of last year for sure.
How different was it this camp being year two of, Coach Moore's time at UConn, like just having a better understanding of the system and what he wants to run, how he runs a practice, that type of
Yeah.
thing. So what was it like, this year compared to last year?
Yeah, it was a lot it was a lot different for sure. Obviously, just having that understanding of just how practices run, how the day is going to go. It takes a little bit of stress out of it and a little bit of like questioning and wondering, how things are going to go and how the practice is going to go. And then as far as for the scheme, obviously for the offense and defense, this is our second year in both the offense and defense. So we could add obviously improve on the things we did last year, but also add new things because we kind of know what we're looking for and how we want things to be run, which made it easier, especially on defense. We have a lot of guys coming back in that defensive line room in the secondary, so it was really easy for us to kind of just build that chemistry and work on our plays.
I think it's really interesting something you mentioned there in terms of the amount of guys coming back, especially now having a year of the system, under everyone's belt. I talked to Phil Steele for the podcast who does all the preseason college football ranking stuff, and he was talking about how UConn really is one of the more experienced teams in bringing
Mhm.
guys back. How is it as a unit to get to play with those guys who you've got that experience with and building on that heading into this season?
Yeah, I think it's huge, especially for me and the defensive line. I kind of know how all of those guys kind of like to play and how I should play behind them. So it's pretty easy, just they know the communication, they know what they're listening for when I'm talking and setting the defense, and we kind of on the same page for that for sure. And then as with the secondary as well, in the past game, trying to communicate different checks and that type of thing. You could just tell like the communication was a lot better this year. Obviously, we were all kind of have played together for the most part, which is good.
What's it like from the defensive side of things? Because it seems like it's really a collaborative coaching group there, where Coach Moore is doing a lot, with the defense along with the other assistant coaches. But it seems like they've really got things in sync, where they're all working together, trusting each other, to get whether it's in a game setting, in practice. So what's it like getting to work with a group like that seems so collaborative?
Yeah, it's actually really good. I think they spent a lot of time this offseason just like kind of getting on the same page. And obviously, they kind of had to do it on the fly last year during the season, but this year they had time to really sit down and get all on the same page. And it's really helped us this through this summer and camp. And it's exciting. They all bring something different. They all like obviously have know different things and like different things in the defense. And I think it's really helpful because you can kind of get advice from all of them. And then at the end of the day, Coach Moore is going to be calling the shots and the plays, which I trust him to call a good game for sure.
I'm going to take a quick break from the interview to tell you about my friends at Martin Rosol's Meats. This fourth generation Connecticut family business produces kielbasa, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats using Martin Rosol's very own original recipes. Their products can be found in grocery stores, delis, restaurants, and hot dog stands throughout the state. And if you're looking for your fill right away, check out their retail store in New Britain. For more information, visit martinroselsinc.com and go support a UConn fan owned business. And now, back to the interview. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of the guys on defense in a few here, but I want to go and talk about the guys you've been going up against in camp from an offensive perspective.
Yeah.
Take us through, because I know a lot of guys, were thrust into roles last year, as true freshmen, having to really experience things, dealt with a lot of injuries. Take me through what the offensive group looks like this year from your perspective, having gone up against them for the past few weeks here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be really impressive for what they're gonna show this year. They're definitely a really talented group, and they have a lot of highly skilled players at the skill positions. I think it starts up front with that offensive line. That starting offensive line is gonna be one of the best offensive lines in the country, and I'm not really just saying that. They're really talented and they're really good at what they do, which makes it really easy for them. And we have a talented running back room, so for them that's huge. Behind Christian Haynes, like they got Devontae, Vic. They brought in Jay Mitch, and they have Bruton and Cam Edwards showed a lot this year too. So they have a really deep room, probably one of the deepest rooms in the country, and I'm excited for them to show that this year because I think they're really explosive. And then obviously at receiver, we lost some guys, brought some guys in, but the guys they brought in for sure are very talented, like Jordan and James Burns. Like those guys are really, really talented. Brett is another guy coming from Delaware, really talented. And then obviously we got Cam back and KC, which will be really helpful for us. And then tight end room is this is probably the deepest tight end room we've had also since, I've been here. Alex is going to be really good for us coming from TCU. He's big body. I mean, they're all huge, really. And then Justin's obviously a great pass catcher and really versatile tight end that brings something different than maybe some of the other guys, but they're all really good in blocking and pass catching. Um, and then just last thing was quarterback. We got three really capable quarterbacks, and I don't know, whoever the coach decides, I'm back. I back that decision for real.
Yeah, and I know by the time this comes out, we'll probably know who that is. So I won't pressure you to say anything here. So
Yeah.
good answer there. So now let's flip it and look on the guys on your side of the field. Who stood out to you as you guys have been going through camp from a defensive side that the fans should be on the lookout for this year?
I mean, we got a lot of guys on defense. I think, our starting secondary is going to be really good. Obviously Malik and Ronte are going to be back there at safety, and I think they've improved a lot. They've gotten stronger, and Malik's a really versatile athlete, which will be good back there. And then the DBs, Chris at nickel, he's going to be really good for us. He's really an expert at that position, which is huge for us. And we have a deeper like corner room. I would say Mumu has been really good. He was really good in the spring, and he showed that again here in the fall. We got Arch, who came in from Washington State, who's also been really good for us. And then like we got guys that have been here like Isaiah and Damon and Malcolm, who are all going to be really good. Now on defensive line, they're really deep, and they're going to rotate a lot of guys. Obviously, Eric's probably the guy down there. He's going to pass rush. He's going to get a lot of sacks and get to the quarterback and put some pressure on him to help in the pass game. But the big bodies in the middle too are gonna, stuff the run like Dow, Jelani, Sequoia. They got Price down there, Carter. Like they're all really, we got a lot of good players on defense this year, which I'm really excited for sure.
I think one thing that's interesting about this season, and I think looking back at last year, no one really knew what to expect from UConn football. New coach, new players, new system. What was the season going to look like? You guys make a bowl game. Now this year, you start to play with some increased expectations. Where fans saw you guys in a bowl game last year, they want to see
Mhm.
the team continue to build on it. So, what's your mindset going into this season, knowing that you're playing with some increased expectations here?
Yeah, I think for us it's just, I think it's to this year I kind of want to show that it wasn't like just a fluke. It wasn't just like a one and done type of year. Like we really are coming back, and we're really a winning program, and we want to kind of show that this year. And that's what we've been working towards. And Coach Moore has really helped with our mindset and our mental toughness to kind of fight through and get through some of those losses that we had last year and turn those into wins this year. I think I'm really excited, and I'm excited to show the fans. Obviously I want them to come out so they can kind of see what we've been working for this whole summer, and show that it wasn't just a fluke, and we can win a lot of games, a lot of big games this year too.
So last year was the revolution. This year's the reload. What does that mean to you?
Uh, Honestly, I don't know. That's something probably Coach Moore came up with, but I think, just kind of reloading and coming back stronger. We brought guys in. We the guys that have been here, we got better, we got stronger, we got faster, we got smarter, and kind of just reloading and resetting and getting back to the basics and coming back stronger for this season.
So looking ahead here, this first game to kick off the season against a tough NC State team. I know you guys went down there last year. Definitely not one of the easier games on the schedule, and now you've got them coming here this year. Give some early thoughts on this matchup here.
Yeah, obviously they're a good team, and it was a tough game last year. As far as their offense, they're bringing in new offensive coordinators and offensive line coach. So for us, it's kind of tough to know what to expect. We've watched a few different things because the offense coordinator has come from Syracuse, and then before that, he was at Virginia with their quarterback, who's there now, the transfer Brennan Armstrong.
Yeah.
So kind of watching those, a combination of those three things, trying to figure out what exactly they're going to do. But as far as us goes, like we kind of just talked about, we just gotta, it's the first game of the year. Everybody's going to come out with something different a little bit, so we got to just be really good at what we do and roll with the punches as they come in that first game, because obviously we don't know too much what to expect. We can guess and we can do the best we can, but definitely gonna come out with obviously something we haven't seen on film for sure.
What's the mindset of this team going into this opener? I know I feel like long off season, off an exciting year last year. Is everyone just excited to get back out on the field and show everyone, what this team can do this year?
Yeah, I think guys are really excited, and it's something, you got to focus on the now, focus on today, but it's hard not to think about obviously that game on Thursday, August 31st. Because I think the guys are really excited and excited to kind of show what we've been working for, because I think we've worked really hard this offseason, the hardest working offseason I've been a part of here. So I think, the guys kind of just want to show the fans what we've been working towards, and they're excited to do that.
I want to ask just this one question about you in your game. I mean, obviously, we all know what you can do, and we've seen you on a number of watch lists,
Yeah.
for awards heading into this season. I know you don't like talking about this, so I'm only going to ask this one time. But what's it mean to you to see your name on these lists heading into the season?
Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling. Just because I know how hard I've worked, my whole like life, I guess, as far as football goes. I've worked really, really hard for this, and to get a little bit of recognition is always good. But it doesn't mean much if the season doesn't go how I want it to go. So just trying to stay leveled and focused and on what I can do this year to help the team. But it's definitely rewarding, and I'm grateful and thankful and honored to be a part of those watch lists for sure because they definitely mean something.
As you head into your last season here, how do you think your leadership role on the team has changed now? I know last year you were becoming one of the more vocal leaders on this team, and now with it being your last year, is this kind of like a time to put it all out there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like guys like me, Christian and Eric and Nono, this is our last year and we've been here a while. So for us, we kind of just we want to finish this on a good note, especially because of how it kind of started in our careers here. So we're just trying to, step up our leadership and hold people accountable and speak up and really bring the team along so we can, do what we're capable of doing this year and go out on a good note for sure.
All right, so we'll wrap with this. Give the fans your shout out, your message for them to show up to the rent and pack the place for NC State on the 31st.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good one. August 31st, Thursday night. It's gonna be an exciting one. I think the fans got to come out. They got to see what to expect this year. I think it's gonna be a good year, and we got a lot to show them this year for sure. But pack the rent. It's gonna be an exciting one, and I'm excited to show you guys what we've done, and I think the guys deserve it for sure.
Absolutely. Can't wait to be out there. Can't wait to see you guys going up against NC State and seeing what this season holds. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about as this season goes on. A lot of exciting matchups. Always fun stuff going on when it comes to UConn football here. So Jackson,
Yeah, for
really
sure.
appreciate you taking some time. Best of luck in the opener, and can't wait to talk. Hopefully after a win following that game.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.